Let actually, oh,
Why?
就是没有主人生的事情，然后
Aww. That's so shame. You're not taking that, would you? No. Okay.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisance to Guru Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to our morning Bhagavatam class. This morning we will be hearing from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he'll be speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Verse 20. We request devotees to please increase your volume and try to take at least one takeaway that we can share and discuss and reflect on at the end of the class. Without further delay, we will go right into the class. Hari Bol.
सतर सरस्मान भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, सौवीत भक्तवृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असमल, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असमल, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असमल। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, text number 20. Avatare Shorashame Pashyan Brahma Druho Nirpan Tri Sapta Kritva Kupito Nikshatram Akaron Mahim Avatare Shorashame Pashyan Brahmadruho Nirpan Triksapta Kritva Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim Avatare Shorashame Pashyan Brahmadruho Nirpan Triksapta Kritva Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim Avatare Shorashame Pashyan Brahmadruho Nirpan Triksapta Kritva Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim Avatare Shorashame Pashyan Brahmadruho Nirpan Triksapta Kritva Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim
Avatare Shorashame
Pashyan Brahmadruho Nirpan Pashyam Brahma Druho Nipan
Pashyam Brahma Druho Nipan
Niksapta Kitva Kupito
Trisapta Kita Kupito
Niksatram Makaron Mahim
Nikshatra Makaron Mahim
Ladies.
Avatare Shorashame Pashyam Brahma Druho Nipan Trisapta Kita Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim Avatare Shorashame Pashyam Brahma Druho Nipan Trisapta Kita Kupito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim
Avatare Shodasame
Avatare Shorashame
Pasyan Brahma Druho Nirpan
Pashyam Brahma Druho Nipan
Sri Sapta Kritaha Kupto
Trisapta Kita Kupito
Nikshatram Akaron Mahim
Nikshatra Makaron Mahim
Yes, sir. What meaning?
Avatare
Avatare
in the incarnation of the Lord.
in the incarnation of the Lord
Shodashame,
Shorashame
16th. Pashyan, seeing. Brahma Druha,
Brahma Druha
disobedient to the orders of the Brahmanas. Nripan, the kingly order. Trisapta, thrice 7 times. Kritava, had done. Kupitaha, being engaged. Being enraged. Being enraged. Ni, negation. Kshatram, the administrative class. Akarot, did perform. Mahim, the earth. Translation: as Brigupati, the 16th incarnation of the Godhead, the Lord annihilated the administrative class, or Kshatriyas, 21 times, being angry with them because of their rebellion against the Brahmins, or the intelligent class.
So, Kesavadhita Bhrigupati Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Kshatriya Rudhira. What is that verse? Can anyone cite? Kshatriya Rudhira Mai Jagadapagata Papam Snapayasi Samita Bhavatapam Kesavadhita Bhrigupati Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare. The Bhrigupati Brahmadruhan, the administrator class, the politicians, they must obey the order of the Brahmanas. That is Vedic culture. Therefore, although there was monarchy, king, one king, no democracy, but because the king would follow the instruction of learned sages and Brahmin, they would rule over the country very nicely. Take for example, if your president takes our advice how to rule, then everything will be very nice. Of course, we shall immediately ask the president to stop the slaughterhouse. But it is very difficult. You see, neither the president is ready, even if he is ready, he cannot do. Everything is constitutional. So, Brahmadruhan, the society must be Brahmanic. Vedic culture means to create every person a Brahmana, not to keep him Shudra. course, the modern education system, the purpose is to elevate the general people. But they do not know how to elevate. Therefore there is so much trouble. The elevation should be, there must be some purpose. And what purpose education is being given? It is purposeless education. Mostly, at the present moment, education means to give facilities for sense gratification, that's all. Boys and girls in the school and colleges, just from the very beginning they are given all liberty for sex life. So, this is not education. Education means to lead the people gradually to Krishna consciousness. That is education. God consciousness. Because human life, this is the only life. There are 8,400,000 species of life. This human form of life is the only opportunity to understand God. Cats, dogs, even demigods, they also, because their opulence, sense gratification is so great that they have no time. Just like here in this world also, those who are too rich, they are simply after sense gratification. They have no time to understand Krishna consciousness. So to become too much materially opulent means there is another danger. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, therefore, Jaro vidya sab mayar boibhav. The expansion of material advancement. Material advancement means expanding the sense gratificatory process. That is material. The more you expand how to satisfy your senses, that is material. And the more you expand how to satisfy Krishna, that is spiritual. That is the difference between material and spiritual. It does not mean that material is stone, material and spiritual mean it's become zero. They are thinking like that. Shunyavadi. They think spiritual means just the opposite number of material. So material we have got variegated, experience, solid experience, so make it zero. And that is not spiritual. That is simply negation. That philosophy is Buddha philosophy, that you are suffering from some disease, painful, so I cut your throat, that's all. Everything finished. No more suffering. Zero. Make it zero. No. The process should be, if you are diseased, if you are suffering, the suffering should be stopped. Not that to kill you, to stop the suffering. No. That is our philosophy. We are changing. Why one is suffering? He is suffering for indulging in sense gratification. We are educating people that you enjoy your senses through Krishna. Through Krishna. You like to dance. Yes, you dance through Krishna. You want to eat nice. You eat through Krishna. You want to sing. You sing through Krishna. You want to paint. You paint through Krishna. This is our education. Not directly for my sense gratification. I want to paint nice pictures. So, because I wanted my sense gratification, now painting has become several logs, especially in your country. What is that? Painting? That means the tendency toward making it zero. Sunnavadi. We say, you have got taste for painting, you are a nice painter, just paint Radha Krishna. You see how nice it is. So painting is not to be stopped. It is simply diverted for Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness movement. We don't want to kill, but we simply divert to Krishna. Purification, that is. If you don't divert your attention to Krishna, then more and more you will become sinful and everything will be polluted. So that was being observed formally. As soon as there was some discrepancy in the Brahminical culture. Brahminical culture means to aim of advancement of civilization is spiritual realization, self-realization. Vishnu, ultimately Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of God. That is the prerogative, that is a special chance for the human being. This chance is not for any other living being. So, for this purpose, there are so many rules and regulations, Manusangita, the social system, the political system, the spiritual system, so many things, everything chalked with the aim how to understand Brahma. Brahma janati iti Brahman. As soon as one understands what is Brahma, Parabrahma, Krishna, Krishna is Parabrahma, then his life is perfect. That was the aim. So, actually the administrators, the Brahmins, sages, they gave their verdict that, my dear king, you rule over the country in this fashion. People will be happy. So when the kings became sensuous, they thought that the kingdom is their father's property. They haven't got to do anything with the people. They can employ the taxes for sense gratification. As it is going on now, whatever taxes are levied, they are divided among the government servants, that's all. You don't get any benefit. You are simply paid to pay tax, that's all. You don't get any benefit. That is everywhere, the modern government. So such thing happens because this material world is such that even if you make very nice arrangement, it will deteriorate, the time factor. So sometimes when it happens so that the administrators, Nipan, the kings, were neglectful in their proper duty, so it was so much aggravated. At that time, Jamadagni, Bhrigupati, he took the matter, took his sword. He's a Brahman, but to chastise these irresponsible kings, he killed them 7 into 3 times, 21 times. And from history it appears that many of the Kshatriyas, they left in India and they came to this part of the world. And so far my guess is concerned, you Europeans, Americans, you belong to that Kshatriya family, descendant. But because you are separated directly from the Vedic culture, now you have become different. Now again that Vedic culture has come to your service, take advantage of it, you see. So, one has to take this Vedic culture to make his life perfect. And Of course, formerly the Brahmins were so strong that they did not like to govern directly. They used to live in the forest, and cultivating spiritual knowledge, writing books. They had no interest in taking charge of government. No, they never stood for election. There was no election. So, Kshatriya Rudhira. So he purified this earth, the surface of the earth, by washing it by the blood of these Kshatriyas. This is the incarnation of Jamadagni, or Parasuram. Parasuram is some of the sages, saintly persons are still living. They are Trikalagga. They have no past, present, future. When this whole universe will be annihilated, then they will go to Vaikuntha, a spiritual world, personally. So Parsuram, Vasudev, and many others, they are supposed to be still living. What is the purport?
The Kshatriyas, or the administrative class of men, are expected to rule the planet by the direction of the intelligent class of men, who give direction to the rulers in terms of the standard Shastras, or the books of revealed knowledge. The rulers carry on the administration according to that direction. Whenever there is disobedience on the part of the Kshatriyas, or the administrative class, against the orders of the learned and intelligent Brahmins, the administrators are removed by force from the posts, and arrangement is made for better administration.
Yes, that was the custom. Not that by removing the king from the throne or killing the king, the Brahmanas and the sages would come there to sit down on the throne. No. His son will be given chance to become king. The descendant was picked up, and they would take charge of the minor king, advise him, but they will never touch the throne. There are many instances, just like Ben Maharaj, he became too much atheistic. He was also killed by the Brahmins and the sages. Then his son, Prithu Maharaj, became king, and he was a good administrator. So in this way, things were going on. So the aim was how to make people happy by enlightening them in spiritual knowledge. Not that how to make better arrangement for eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That was also going on. But the main purpose of life was Brahminical culture. Brahmadruhan. When the kings were neglectful to see that the people are being enlightened about spiritual self-realization, that was good administration. Without that aim, no nation can become happy, no community can become happy. So, the responsibility was that time to the administrator. They would see that everyone, every Brahmin is following the rules and regulations of a Brahmin. Every Kshatriya is following the rules and regulations of Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And nobody can interfere the other's business. Everyone is employed in his own business. And tax, the Brahmin had to pay no tax. Only Kshatriyas, they were tax collector. And Shudra also, they had no property, therefore there was no tax. Only the Vaishya class, the protected class, they had to pay tax. And that tax also was very simple. There is no encroachment. You simply give 1/4 of your profit to the government. That's all. No more tax. The sale tax, this tax, income tax, excise tax, this tax, simply tax. No, not like that. Whatever he has got, profit. Got means whatever profit he has made. If he has no profit, there is no tax. That was the government system. So how he'll pay if he has not made any profit this year? Just like we are hearing, there is no good monsoon in India this year, so there will be no very much good production. If there is no good production, the government should not levy any tax. But now at the present moment, you go to hell, but you must pay the tax, and we divide the tax amongst ourselves. That's all. Finish. Or we employ the taxes for fighting, for declaring war. That's all. So at the present moment, we are in a very, very deplorable condition. No good government. Simply by changing by so-called parties, the government cannot improve. The government can improve when there are Krishna conscious person. So if someday you turn all the people Krishna conscious, then you become president. Thank you very much.
So there was a short class by Srila Prabhupada on this verse, Canto 1, Chapter 3, verse 20. Would like to request Manoharini if she can go all the way up so we can read the purport again. I mean that the translation to this verse. Can you go up? All the way. Yes. So that it's as Brigupati, the 16th incarnation of the Godhead, the Lord annihilated the administrative class or Kshatriyas 21 times, being angry with them because of their rebellion against the Brahmanas or the intelligent class. Really powerful class, actually, really powerful topics. Would like to ask devotees if you have any questions, reflection, takeaway, thoughts, please do unmute yourself and we will hear it so that we can also benefit. Yes, Nitya Gopal, Hare Krishna, accept my obeisance, O Grace of Prabhupada.
Yes, look for accept my Dandavat all devotees.
Jai.
Wonderful, wonderful class. Yeah,
As always, right?
Yes, yeah. And I heard very interesting point Srila Prabhupada mentions. The other part of the world, towards east, western side, Prabhupada was mentioning it might be the Kshatriyas during the time of the annihilation, that 21 times. They might be the part of Kshatriya civilization on the western side. So that was a very interesting point.
New learning point. Actually,
Yes,
I even heard that from Chandramali Swami too, Prabhu. He mentioned that even when what is that? Lord Bhishma Dev's Bhishma Dev's teacher, was it Parshuram? Was it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yes, yeah. He also fought 21 times, and fought all the demons and all that, and Maharaj said that they also left India and went to the other parts of the world, and that's how there are so many of the Turkish and the Europeans and the Romanians. It's all from the Vedic culture. But yes, that's when I learned that too.
No wonder why the fighting propensity is more there, because of probably that.
Hare Krishna. Good point, Prabhu. Yeah. All the Kshatriyas. So actually all these Kshatriyas, they started from Bharat, and because of Brigupati and Parshuram, they ran away.
Right. Yeah, another point Prabhupada mentioned is the only human form of life is the only opportunity to go back to Godhead. Yeah. And Prabhupada later on mentions even demigods, they don't have time. And we can see that sometimes when you go to India or somewhere where the Krishna consciousness is not practiced, we can see that time goes, don't know where time is going, and you don't know how
Yeah.
to, bring back to our the Krishna consciousness. There's no way you can
Wow.
bring it the people I'm talking about. Sometimes it comes with the circumstances where we go somewhere, these kind of things are there, no Krishna
Mm.
consciousness happening. You don't realize where the time goes or how you can practice your sadhana in that kind of
Yeah.
environment. That was Prabhupada was mentioning. When demigods also, they don't
Yeah.
have time to practice the Krishna consciousness. That was a wonderful point. Srila
In
Prabhupada
fact,
mentioned.
as you were speaking, I was also remembering many quotes by many spiritual masters in ISKCON. They said that even the demigods envy us.
Yeah.
They want to
Yes.
take birth in devotee families. They want to take birth in ISKCON because here we're chanting the holy name and Harinam Sankirtan and devotional service and all that. They envy us that we have an opportunity. And when it said that, I was like, wow, amazing, but
Yes,
yeah,
comes so many times in the fifth canto.
yes.
They consider this human people who has taken birth on earthly planet, they must have done a lot of pious activities. They have birth there.
So sometimes we take our lives for granted. Sometimes we take what we have for granted, but we are so fortunate that so many lifetimes we have, I don't know what bodies we had. So to get this human birth, and especially to engage in Krishna consciousness, we've done some serious purification
Definitely.
for this,
Another point,
yeah.
Srila Prabhupada mentioned another points. Vyasdeva, Parsuram, I think Ashwatthama, these are the Chiranjeevis. Prabhupada does mentions they are still here and they will go back and back to God at the end of annihilation.
Yes, I think in one class last year, I remember Chandramali Swami saying that Ashwatthama is in, he mentioned a place and I forgot, but in his class, Chandramali Swami said that Ashwatthama is actually in this part of India. I forgot which, I have to ask him again. But yeah.
I see. And Bibhishan, Bibhishan is one of them who's
yes, Bibhishan too. Exactly. But I remember Chandramali Swami mentioning Ashwatthama is actually existing, and he mentioned a place, and I forgot where. I have to. And on top of that, Chandramali Swami also said, not only is Ashwatthama in this part of India, and I have to look in my notes. I remember him saying, but Maharaj said that he's also chanting the Mahamantra.
Jai.
Ashwatthama. That's what Chandramali Swami said, that he's now chanting the Mahamantra.
So not only humans, they has wonderful, magnanimous personalities living in this planet. We may not, see it or perceive
or even recognize them. We can't even recognize them.
They might have, in different regular form also.
Yes.
We may not recognize them.
Yes, I remember a class given by my spiritual master. This was probably 92 in DC. It was a morning Bhagavatam class on Saturday morning, and he was mentioning in the class, sometimes we take each other for granted, but we don't even know who we are because we don't have the dividishti, the divine vision to really recognize people.
Correct.
He was mentioning that, but I have to look at my notes. Where did Maharaj say Ashwatthama was? But he did mention that he's in this place and he's chanting the holy name. I was like, wow. I had goosebumps when he said that. Really amazing.
Wonderful. I did not get what Srila Prabhupada mentioned at the end of the lecture. He mentioned if you preach this to all over the world, you become the president, something like that.
Oh, so what he was saying is that he was referring to the leaders. So what he was saying is that if we can preach Krishna consciousness to the world, then we can become the president of the country.
Oh, I see.
We can replace Joe Biden. That's what he meant. Yes, because the thing is, the president is always, the leaders now, they're just taxing, like he was saying, even in India. Even when there's no rain, that means there's no food production. But people still say you got to pay taxes, right? So he's saying because they're not Krishna conscious. So if we can make the whole world Krishna conscious, then we can become that country's president. That's what he meant.
So I was thinking, his Prabhupada is mentioning his, American disciple. Hey, you have a chance to become president. Start preaching.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, really, really neat. Your Prabhupada is always thinking way beyond our thinking,
Yes,
really
yes,
amazing. Yeah,
yes.
thank you. Very nice
Thank you,
feedback, Prabhu.
Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Parikshit, my husband, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Accept my humble obeisances. So God, Srila Prabhupada. So, yes, short lecture, but again, packed so much information in it. And talk quite a bit about the Varnashram system, the taxation system, which I thought was very interesting. Based on the Varnas, the Brahmanas don't pay anything. The Kshatriyas were the tax collectors. Shudras, again, they just serve, so they don't pay anything either. It was the Vaishyas that were paying taxes. It's a far cry from the way things are now. Even Shudras now paying, everybody's taxed. And they also said that the tax system was very, very uniform in that you just gave, even that was the Vaishyas too. They gave 1/4 of what they profit to the government, and that was it. So there was no, cheating here and there, and this tax and that tax and this other tax, and so many different taxes. But now everybody gets taxed, including the shooters, and the politicians take the money and they either divide it among themselves or they do get into useless wars and waste the money like that. So how far we come from the way things used to be done wonderfully. And yes, I also remember the situation they said if we could just make the country more Krishna conscious, then there's a very, very high chance that the devotee will also be a leader. So that's a challenge. Just put it out there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. There Krishna says that, Hare Krishna, wonderful points and discussion. Ashwatthama was cursed by Sri Krishna himself to remain mortal. Yes, that's right. But with great pain. That's exactly what even Maharaj said to Chandramali Swami. Ashwatthama was in great distress. I forgot the name of the sage, but that date advised him to take shelter of Srimati Radharani, a sage. Interesting, Prabhu, even I forgot, now that you're mentioning it. Ashwatthama went to Vraj and prayed intensely to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. The most merciful Radharani relieved him of the curse. Only Radharani can overrule Krishna. I think since then he has been chanting Maha Mantra. Probably, Prabhu, I think so. Because the thing is that he was made to suffer, like really suffer in pain. And it's very difficult, as we know, to really remember anything when the body is in pain. Do you remember the sage name, Nitya Gopal?
Oh, I don't remember, but I get some kind of realization from this incident. I can share, once you're done.
Please.
Yeah, so I was thinking, the way Ashwatthama was in pain, he went to the Vrindavan, prayed nicely to Radharani. So we should also do that. If we are going through something, just take a shelter at the lotus feet of Radharani and pray, and Radharani will help because we see the example in Shastra.
Yeah.
She had Radharani had relieved from the even Krishna's curse.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone is we can learn that if someone is having some issues, we can go and pray to Radharani.
Absolutely.
Radharani.
Also praying to Lord Gauranga has the same effect.
Yes.
Also came in the mood
no difference. No difference between Radharani and Gauranga.
So that's why we really, really tell people have Gaurnitai at your house. Whatever you have, those deities of Gaurnitai should be there because Lord Gauranga carries the same Shakti, the same mercy as Srimati Radharani, because he came in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So yeah, you should pray to Lord Gauranga too. The effect is there.
One is mother, one is the devotee mother.
Yeah, so nice. So it's perfect. Yeah, because we pray to Radharani and then we pray to Lord Gauranga, who came in the mood of Radharani. So it's like, if we, so in fact, it's interesting when you were speaking about praying to Radharani, and I was thinking about Lord Gauranga, because Lord Gauranga, it comes in the mood of Radharani, because actually, Prabhu, and another point is coming to my mind. Thank you, Dear Krishna, for bringing this point up, because we know that Radharani is so merciful that she can overrule the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That explains why, one of the reasons why we have been told that Lord Chaitanya is so merciful, because he has the mood of Radharani.
Yes.
He has the mood of Radharani, and because he has the motherly devotion of Radharani, because he's Radharani within him, that's why he's so merciful. And we can just go to, Gauranga or Radharani, and we got our bases covered.
Yeah.
That was a nice one, Prabhu. Thank you for bringing that up. And thank you, Dear Krishna, for actually sharing that realization. And he says, thank you, Prabhu, for the important reminder. We cannot approach Radharani directly in Kali. Yes, thank you. In Kali Yuga, we can only go through the Guru and Gauranga to approach Radha Krishna. Such a nice reminder, exactly. And that's what came to my mind there, Krishna, is that, Guru takes us to, it's funny because I was listening to a class by Chandramali Swami. I was telling Nitya Gopal last week that he gave a class in Nashik, 3 days. And one of his classes is so powerful. And it was on Lord Chaitanya, actually. One day he spoke on Prabhupada pastimes. Second day he spoke on Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And third day he spoke on initiation, because he gave Diksha to one of his new disciples in ISKCON Nashik. And in a lecture by Lord Chaitanya, he was mentioning that same point there, Krishna, that in order to get to Radharani, we have to go through the spiritual master and Lord Chaitanya, and especially Lord Chaitanya, because he came the mood of Radharani. So thank you for bringing that up. We cannot approach Radha Krishna directly. I mean, it's like approaching Joe Biden. We cannot go to the president. We have to go from the local mayor to the senator to, I don't know how many levels they have there, but yes, we have to go to the spiritual master to get the spiritual master's mercy to approach Lord Chaitanya. And by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, who is Radha Krishna, only then can we get mercy of Radha Krishna. Actually, another point that Krishna you're mentioning is coming to my mind is last week on one of Chandramali Swami's classes that he gives to his disciples that I attend once a week. As he says that if we want to visit Vrindavan, and I had never heard that before, the first time I heard it, Maharaj says that we have to first visit Mayapur to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda to go and visit Vrindavan. I did not know that. That was the first time I heard that he said that first we have to visit Mayapur to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, and then to get the mercy to go to Vrindavan. I have never heard that. That was the first time I heard it. I thought it was beautiful. So I wanted to share that. It's really, really powerful. Thank you for bringing up that realization, Nitya Gopal. Very nice. And also, dear Krishna, thank you for bringing that point. And he says, because we know whose shelter to take Radha Krishna, but we do. Wait. Let me go up a little bit. I skipped it. Okay. Because we know whose shelter to take Radha Krishna, but we do not know what it means and how to take that shelter. So Sri Guru and Gauranga guides us through that journey. Wonderful point there, Krishna. There, Krishna, I don't know what you ate this morning, but you're getting some really powerful realizations. I'm really enjoying it. Yes. I don't know whether he ate or he's fasting. Oh, he ate sugar. Okay. Well, the sweetness always helps, Prabhu. But yes, you're right. Guru and Gauranga are the ones who is going to guide us through that journey on how to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Beautiful realization, Prabhu. It's only by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga will we learn the proper way to take shelter of Radha Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very nice takeaway and realization, Prabhu. Thank you. Any other points from devotees? Any other feedback, takeaways, thoughts, please. Mine, I can quickly share. I really like how Srila Prabhupada says, education means to become God consciousness. To me, that was like, wow, complete reminder. And then he goes on to say, material advancement means expanding the sense gratification process. And he used the word expanding. So which means the more we advance materially, the more we are expanding our sense gratification process. But then he says, the more we expand on how to satisfy Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. So I thought that was beautiful, that the more we think of how to serve Krishna, how to satisfy Krishna, how to serve Krishna continuously every day, the more we are becoming Krishna conscious. So I was really meditating of how important it is for us to meditate on how to increase and how to expand and how to add more to our, to satisfy the Lord. That means we become more Krishna conscious. So I was really reflecting on that because it reflects on the first purpose of the seventh purpose of ISKCON, to train and educate, to train and educate the human society at large. So that definitely reflects on this amazing point of education means becoming God conscious. And then material advancement means expanding the sense gratification process. Whereas if we expand on how to satisfy the Lord, that is Krishna consciousness. So that was my takeaway. Just want to remind devotees that tonight we will continue with Srimad Bhagavad Gita at chapter 1. I believe we are in verse, I forgot, but my mind just went blank. 20 something, I forgot. 2.4, is it? Oh, yes, we're in chapter 2. Anasuya. Yes, you're right. We're in chapter 2.4 or 2.5. Thank you. Yes, we're in chapter 2. So please do join us at 6 o'clock this evening. And we hear from Srila Prabhupada. So please, let's join to hear Prabhupada. And tomorrow morning is a class by Chandramali Swami at 7 o'clock. So please, he is in India. I don't know which part of India he's at, but he's in India. So please do join us tomorrow at 7 in the morning is Chandramali Swami's class. And he's going to be speaking on Chaitanya Charitamrita verses, chapter 3. So until then, thank you so much for your wonderful question and answers, your feedback, your takeaways and inputs and clarification. Vanchakrapatibhyascha, kripasindhabhevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Have a wonderful day, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.